This is Sara Sach and Rosie Bell with Posh Pooch Designs. I've got Rosie here with me because this is one of our items we're going to do a video of this week. This is just called the Pennant Dog Bandana, and you can make it in your school colors. Add a little pom-pom or something on the bottom. Simple and easy to make, and Rosie's showing that to you today. Say bye, Rosie, and give Mama kisses. Mwah. All right, sweet baby, she can go sit down. Anyway, it's time for our live video chat. And just in case you don't know, every Tuesday we try to have a live video chat here on my Facebook page. 9:30 Mountain Time, because I live in Colorado. 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time every Tuesday. Now, there might be circumstances where we can't do that, but we do try to do that. And if you ever have any questions about crochet or yarn that you're struggling with or just curious about, you can always ask those questions, and you can ask them ahead of time as well. Just send them to me through my email, or you can send me a message on Ravelry, leave me a message on my Facebook page or wherever, all over the place. And if you're ever wanting to find where to contact me through, www.poshpoochdesigns.com. That's my webpage. And on the webpage, up there on the one side, it'll say contact. Just click that contact, and it'll send it right to my email, and you can ask me a question. You can ask a question about any of my patterns. You can ask me a question about yarn, about crochet hooks, or anything that you want to. So today I've got my great big cup. And this is my Tinkerbell cup. She's my favorite Disney cartoon because she's spunky. So anyway, hope you've got your coffee. There we go. All right, so we have a few things to talk about today, and I know I want to start a How to Read a Yarn Label series, but since I just got back from out of town, I thought I'd just have a little fun video today. And so today's video is called How to Annoy a Crocheter. And we're going to talk about that, and then I've got a few things to show you, a few new items and some fun yarn finds that I have located. So let's get right into our discussion. I'm going to pop on my glasses so I can read my notes. How to annoy a crocheter. And I just wrote down 4 fun things that bother me that might bother you too. So the first thing is, you're working on a crochet project. You're working along, making great progress, and someone walks up and says, "What are you knitting?" Ah! It's not that I can't knit. It's not that I don't like to knit. It's just that I'm not. And every time I want to go, don't you know the difference between knitting and crochet? And really, unless you are a knitter or a crocheter, you really don't. And it really doesn't matter. But it can be a little bit annoying. So just in case, a crochet hook, knitting needles. It happens to me. I love to take my projects with me everywhere I go. If I'm going to the park with the dogs, or if I always have like crochet and yarn in my car, in a bag, in my purse. I always have something with me because you never know when you're going to have to wait. Like when you have to go to the doctor, or when you have to go wait to get your driver's license. There's all, and here we always are, hurry up, stand in line and wait. So it's neat to always have something with you to work on. So the next time someone walks up and you're crocheting and they say, "What are you knitting?" Don't get annoyed. Just educate. "Oh, I'm crocheting and I'm making a shawl or a scarf or whatever." And if they look at you and say, "You know, knitting needles are 2 needles and a crochet is done with a hook." So that's the first way to annoy a crocheter. The second way is when you're sitting there and you're working away on a project. You might be at home And your hubby might walk up, or your best friend, or your children, and say, "Hey, Mom," or "Hey, Sarah," or "Hey, whoever, since you're not doing anything," I'm not doing anything. I'm working on a crochet project. But to them, you're just sitting there. And usually if I'll say, "Let me get to the end of the row, just one more row." But sometimes I'm counting. And I've lost count of how many chains or how many stitches. And I want to just say, "Get away, I'm counting." But I don't. Smile and say, "Let me finish this row." Or "Let me take out this row." All right, so the first way to annoy a crocheter is ask her what she's knitting. The second way is to interrupt her when she's counting. Okay, so the third way to annoy a crocheter, again, you may be sitting there crocheting, and somebody walks up and says, "I found this pattern. It's a wedding dress, or it's a Afghan. Will you make it for me for $10 or $20? And I just want to go, "No." The thing is, people who don't crochet, they don't understand how much yarn it takes, and they don't understand how much time it takes. And so don't let it annoy you. Again, just educate. And you can say, "That is a lovely pattern, but that takes 25 skeins of yarn at $5 a yarn, and it's going to cost you a lot more than $20 because it's going to take me such and such hours, and I charge $10 an hour also." And then they'll go, "Oh." So really, again, don't get annoyed, just educate. Okay, so that's the third way. The last way that I get annoyed is when I've written out a pattern and I try my best to put as much information in there as possible, and then somebody asks me questions that are in the pattern, or I've put as much information as I can think of in a video and they ask me all the same questions that are in the video, or they don't watch the whole video and then they ask me questions about the end. No reason to get annoyed. At first I'm like, "Did you read the pattern? Did you watch the video?" But then I think, you know what? They didn't, so just answer the question and keep going. The bottom line to this silly little discussion is, don't let people who don't understand annoy you. Because really, unless you crochet and knit, you're not really going to understand these silly annoyances. And I know there are other things, like skipping a row and you have to redo it, or skipping a stitch and you have to redo it. Those things are annoying as well. But those are things that we do. We make mistakes. We're not, in our crochet, it's an art. We're not perfectly doing it. And so those are our mistakes and we get annoyed at ourselves. But don't let other people annoy you. Because really, we're not doing this for the whiners. We're doing it for the lovers of yarn and the lovers of crochet, right? Because people who love what we do understand what we do. And it is really nice when people who don't understand crochet do appreciate what we do. And so, rather than getting annoyed, let's educate about crochet and yarn. All right, so that's just my silly little talk today. And I'm hoping next week to get started on a more in-depth study of how to read yarn labels, because there's lots of information on yarn labels that will help us in what we do. All right, so that's our talk. All right, let's talk about what's new this week at Posh Pooch Designs. The first thing is, yesterday I got the video edited and up for our new square. And this is the August Peridot square. And I really love how it turned out. I used just a minty green, and you can see it's got some front post stitches, some V stitches, and it's just a neat, simple combination of a couple of stitches to make a nice square. And just to remind you, if you want, this is the 8th square because August is the 8th month. And if you want all the patterns for all the squares, underneath the video and all the videos of the squares, there is a link. And on that link, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom of the blog. You click the link, scroll down to the bottom of the blog, and I've added a link on the blog, and it will take you to my free pattern page. And on the free pattern page is a category that says monthly crochet along or birthstone crochet along. Just scroll down and you'll find it. And all of them will be right there, and you can click on all of them, and you can get the written pattern. They're all a photo tutorial, as well as they're all free pattern, free photo tutorial, as well as where all the videos are. And that's the best way to find it. But they're also on my YouTube channel, just right there. If you click over where it has all the categories of all the videos I've done, there's a category for Afghan squares or crochet squares. I can't remember which one I called it. And they're all in there as well. And I do try to link them back and forth within the video. There'll be like a little thingy up there that you can just click on some of them. And I do try to add those as well so that you can have them. All right, so that's one thing that's new this week. And then we talked about that little pennant bandana. And that's a neat little bandana. It's made out of sport weight yarn. And I used this yarn here. This is the I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby, just their sport weight, because it's a little bit thinner. And you're basically making a triangle granny square with the ties, and I have instructions on there for how to make it bigger and bigger and bigger for bigger dogs. And it's really great. The first one I did in like a variegated. It's really pretty. And then I thought, oh my goodness, this would be great for school or teen colors. And so I used 2 colors. And so that's one of the videos that the pattern is already there. On the free pattern page. If you click on my blog, at the top it says free crochet patterns, and then it says free dog patterns. And you can go to that free dog patterns, and that pennant pattern's already in there. And then I'm going to do the video using the Bronco colors. This is also Oklahoma City Thunder Up colors. So, but you can use 1, 2, or 3 colors. You could also use a worsted weight. It's just going to make your triangle just a little bit bigger. So that's something new this week. And the other thing is this poncho behind me. This is called my Amazing Poncho. And it's a summer weight poncho, but it's perfect for going over a bathing suit or just over a sweater, or just add a little extra pop. And the one I did, it's already a pattern on my blog. It's called the Cobblestone Amazing Poncho. And I made it out of Lion Brand Amazing yarn. And I thought it'd be fun to do it out of the worsted weight. This is the Americana from Red Heart, and it works up beautifully. And I'm hoping to get a video of that done this week as well, so you can see how it lays and how to adjust it to fit you. So those are the new patterns and videos this week. And then I want to tell you about a fantastic yarn find that I found this week. I had to run to Walmart because we were out of town last week. Y'all know my precious sister passed away. And I was out of town attending her funeral and spending time with some family. And we got home and we had no food in the house. No, that's not true. We had coffee and M&Ms. I said, we can't live on coffee and M&Ms. It was so funny because everyone's like, yes, you can. You can. So anyway, so I was running through Walmart, and I needed my Christmas and Halloween and fall orders are starting to roll in, and I needed just some plain yarn. I think I just needed a brown. So I thought I'll just swing by and get some yarn at Walmart. I just needed a little bit for an edge of something, just a brown, like a tree trunk brown. And they didn't have that, of course. But I noticed their yarn was just completely gone, and all the Red Heart Super Saver was $1.50. And so I picked up, these are the brand new Stripes yarn. And this one is, let me pop my glasses on. These are brand new from Red Heart Super Saver. This is the Latte Stripe. This one says Fruity Stripe. This one says Polo Stripe. And this one is my favorite. This is called Cool Stripe. These were $1.50. These are brand new yarns from Walmart. And they only had one of each, or I probably would have got more, especially of this one. This would be beautiful for something for fall. So anyway, go to your local Walmart. And so I asked a question to the lady that was working there, because I noticed she was marking a bunch of stuff down. And there's a whole lot more Red Heart yarn on sale there besides just these stripes. And they're all like $1.50 at my Walmart. So go to your Walmart. Go to the yarn aisle. She told me that they're not going to be carrying, she said very much red heart. So I don't know if they're not going to have it at all. But my local Walmart, she said, Walmart has their own yarn. It's called Mainstay Worsted Weight No. 4 acrylic yarn. And it's in competition with the Red Heart yarn. And I think she told me it's $1.97. What's the ounce on these? I don't know if it's the same amount of ounces. Because these are 5. I think she told me those were 3.5 ounces. But I can't remember because she didn't have any in yet. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out. So, go check your local Walmart. Now, you know your local Hobby Lobby just did a reset. And there's a bunch of yarn on sale. And what they did is they went in and changed a lot of their shades of colors. And like where they had like 10 shades of brown, now they only have about 6 or 7. And 10 shades of this, they've scaled it down some. And they're bringing in some new colors. They also clearanced out some of their sport yarn that has team colors, which those would work really great for that pennant dog bandana. So go and check that out too. So anyway, that's our video today. Don't let people annoy you. Educate. New patterns and new yarns. And I'll see you next Tuesday. And thanks for popping in with me today for my live video chat. And as I say, live with Sara. Because what you see is what you get with me. No games. Well, anyway, I'll see you next week and have a fantastic Tuesday.